Hi, everyone. This is the D League podcast, episode 16, probably. No, 15, because we missed one. I just said that before we went live. I'm here with Mark Sullivan and an old friend, Jameson Bamrick, back from the
Hey,
dead.
hey, gang.
Hello.
Hey, guys. So my plan before this was to parent trap both of you, but Mark sniffed it out somehow. He asked me about 40 minutes ago if Jameson was going to be on the pod, and I said no, unlikely. And then he goes, "Should I? What'd you say? Should I text him or should I take care of it?"
On?
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck. Okay, well, if you text him, then the surprise is ruined for both of you." But Mark has his eighth sense for this kind of bullshit.
I was surprised. I have no sense.
Yeah, I figured
I also had
clueless.
I had actually about an hour ago just straight up passed out on our bed in the middle of like everyone trying to get the girls to sleep. So I haven't.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us together, Austin.
Of course, it's a long time coming. You guys have been separated by miles of real life and leagues, and have not been on a pod together despite this being year 3. So I figured it was time to bury the hatchet.
United in pod and playing the trombone at some point in our life.
And in our English 105 class.
That's right, we were. What was that class?
Back before you were in the house.
Yeah.
And I was on the same floor as Bootsy, as Dan Moran. So he knew you.
Yeah. What was that class, though? I don't even remember what it's called.
105 is a weird one.
The section we were in was supposed to be about Ender's Game. Remember this?
This sounds familiar, yeah.
It was an honors section, and you could preference what the theme of the whole semester was going to be.
Yours was Ender's Game?
It was going to be, like, what I signed up for was based around science fiction, specifically Ender's Game.
Yeah.
We get to the class, and it's about romance.
Oh, yes, I do remember this.
Remember?
Yeah.
He's probably a 70-year-old professor, and I don't know if everyone else signed up for romance or if it was just some sort of social experiment they're playing with these honors kids.
I mean, the fact that I was in it too probably meant that it did say science fiction at the time.
Yeah.
But I remember I don't know why I would have brought this up. Maybe because you had worn a Delt shirt to the class. And I knew Moran was a Delt. And I said, "Do you know this guy who's just got the most monotone voice?" Yeah, it's Jameson. He's the best.
Just like the most boring dude listen to on the planet.
What hair would you have had at that point?
I'm going to Nemesis.
Who knows?
A lifelong nemesis was born.
Right. That's your villain origin story.
No, I'm the hero.
Okay. It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
He's a dentist, and you're a financial guy at Goldman Sachs. It's pretty obvious who the hero is in the story.
Mark's his own Anakin Skywalker.
Jameson's evil from my point of view.
You'll never achieve the rank of commissioner while I'm here.
All right. Well, we can go just how our week was. I think I kept the structure basically the same since the before times, before you left us for your third child. How's that going, by the way?
It's good. She's the best. It's actually really nice, but it's either we're really good at it or she's just a very clear baby. But it's like we just know exactly what her deal is at any point. Like she's crying, like she's hungry, or like she's mad that you're sitting down. These are the two reasons she gets mad.
Oh, okay.
You're not walking, or she's hungry. And then that's kind of it. Like, and then she's just like glad to be here the rest of the time.
You can't just sit with her; she'll freak out.
Oh no! So it's actually, if I'm going into the office, I don't get that many steps, and I've got one of these like trackers or whatever. But if I'm at home with her, I will get in like lots, like over 10,000, because I'm just like walking around the house all the time with her. So
how old is she?
Huh?
How old?
She's like 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's great.
Cute.
Mhm.
Well, how was your week?
Oh, how's my week? Well,
Yeah.
it was awesome. So, well, I mean, I guess if you take it like holistically, like it was a good week. It was a good week, and then I went to the Big 12 championship game,
Oh my
which
God.
Teresa had surprised me with some tickets to that, and brought the whole family. Got to see the amazing Ames or Iowa State marching band, and that was it. Nothing else happened, actually. We just did that. We saw the band. I don't remember anything else happening.
Just add it to the list of Cyclone disappointments.
Well, it was actually at some point, like, it was kind of funny to be like, I mean, I was literally laughing out loud in the third quarter, like, very quickly, being like, okay, guys, if we just get 5 more touchdowns, we can tie.
Was Teresa like, it's gonna be okay, kids? Like, Daddy's okay. You're just like on the verge of a psychotic breakdown, like kill
No, see,
everybody in
like,
the
I
stadium.
feel like if you know those like drama faces, like our parents had two children that represent those faces, and then Dane, who was chaos. So
Yeah.
I'm the laughing one, and you're the sad one because you're like insanely mad about the games and like morally destroyed, and I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like this is this is like I can't believe it. And then like so the guy in front of me actually he had come from Toledo. Like he was from Toledo and was just a Matt Campbell fan. And so he'd driven up. He got cheap tickets and came up from Houston. And he turns around at some point and is just like, "What do you think of Matt Campbell?" And I'm like, I don't care. Look at us here. Look
You're
at us."
looking at it, buddy.
Well, it's just I so I'm like the other thing. I'm like I don't have a problem here. Like look at us. We're here in the Big 12 game. Like cool. Like I don't really care. This isn't ideal, but like I'm trying to take it as a big picture. And like I posted this in the chat or whatever that the 3 year while I was at Iowa State we never had a winning season. Not one of the seasons was winning. No one went to any bowls. And then the total amount of wins I witnessed while paying my tuition to Iowa State was less than 10. It was 9. So this one season exceeded the amount of wins that I ever could see while there. So I was like, all right, this, whatever. Like, and Teresa actually just felt bad. She's like, she wanted to get merchandise beforehand. She's like, we should get some shirts and stuff. I'm like, no, like, let's see how this
Trust me,
goes.
we aren't gonna want these.
Yeah, if we lose like by and she's like, well, if we just lost by a bit, maybe we'll get it wouldn't have been bad. We could get the shirts. I'm like, yeah, we didn't want these shirts.
Do your girls cheer for Iowa State? Do they know about Iowa State, or have you successfully broken the cycle?
No, they do. My oldest likes to say that's where she's gonna go. Like she says that, and I'm like, this, like I appreciate that, but you still have a choice,
A lot of other good state schools in the country, honey.
Right. I'm like, you don't have to do the same path that I did. And then the middle one just doesn't care at all. Like within seconds she'd taken her popcorn and basically just dumped it like on the ground. So it was a good game. It was fun. It was a fun. It was not a good game. It was a terrible game, but like it was fun to go. But besides that, fantasy wise. Yeah, I kind of the what needed to happen for me to actually get into the playoffs was like really threading a needle. And I actually thought that I had maybe more scenarios that I could get in. And News had like just sent me. He's like, "You need this to happen. Like, since Bogey's going to beat this person, and so you need Stewart to lose." And then it doesn't actually matter how like if you win. Stewart just needs to lose. And I think going into that Monday game, they were projected like exactly even, James and Stewart, and yeah, so basically I'm just rooting for James to win. And that came down to like the wire, and then I needed to like jump Stewart like 20 points, and at the end of I think I scored like 143 and he scored 100. So yeah, like I get points on him. He loses to James in the end. Like literally at the end of the game, like all he needed was like he was down 7 and he had T Higgins playing on Monday. So all he had to, if T Higgins gets like a big, a big dumb play, which very easy. This is, I think, a big dumb play from Elijah Moore is how I lost like the championship 2 years ago. So all just something like that, and I'm out of the playoffs, and I'm possibly relegated. But I skated by. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I stayed up past my 9:30 bedtime to witness that. So.
Yeah, you also had to deal with Davo scoring about 90 points more than his projection or average.
Yeah, so I mean, it was great to get that win. I didn't actually need it because I was getting the 6
Oh, you had
slot.
points. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so Davo's won 2 this season. He is checked out. We were, per the rules, if we'd been paying more attention, he should have been booted down earlier. Like, technically, the rules are if you're in an upper league and you're not setting if you're in a league and you're not setting stuff and people are below you, you just get booted. Like, you get a warning and whatever, and if you don't do it again, you just get like moved out, and then we move in people from the wait list and move everyone up, and that's how it works. But nobody's paying attention. I'm insanely busy, so I wasn't really paying attention in the way that I could. But anyway, so going into that, I think I have like a easy win to end the season. He's going to be projected like 90 points. He's got like, I think
70.
70. His quarterback's not playing at all.
No QB, no Zay Flowers, no defense.
Yeah, he's at least 3 players not playing at all, and I think I beat him by like 4 points.
He scored
He outscored his projection by 97%. Just like all these players have like 35 points, just this crazy stuff. But I managed to beat him, so now I'm set up to play Bianchi and get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. But we'll see.
Yeah, Davo had Puka with 36 and Jordan Addison with 35.
Yeah.
It surprised me that he's checked out.
Yeah. Well, he didn't draft well, and that's always like.
He has to actually do something past draft. He just is done.
Yeah, he's like, well, wait a minute. I didn't draft a bunch of players that are going to score 40 every time. Psst, I'm out.
What is a waiver? What is fab, Jameson?
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. What's the waiver priority? What's that?
I thought if I was in last, I just got who I wanted.
Right. Yeah. So
you're in. So you're at number 6.
I'm at number 6. I'm there, and I'm lined up against Bianchi.
I like this for you. You're an underdog for the first time. This is the Iowa State in you. You need to be like barely getting in. You need to be underrated, not ranked at all.
Okay.
No, that was the problem this week. Yeah. Last week we were favorited. We were ranked. It's all bad. Just keep the numbers away from us, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, good week for me.
Yeah, mine was pretty decent. I didn't do much. I did end up getting the 2nd seed in our league by murdering. It ended up not mattering because Paul lost, but I murdered Denton by about 30. So I got the 2nd seed. Lang Tim's above me. I did end up watching most of the Iowa State game. And then I had to go to a housewarming party and pretend to be really happy for my brother and sister-in-law. And I was basically just fuming the entire time. And then Merritt and I both just left the party at we had an excuse because Rosemary was with us, but we left at 6:30. And I was like, I'm going to go make a Manhattan and I'm going to go play video games until basically I pass out because I don't want to be social with anybody or anything. And she's like, understandable, have a nice day. So she watched I think whatever the latest New York Real Housewives was, and I played Flesh and Blood and stuff downstairs and wallowed in my misery.
Come to terms with it yet?
Nah, not really. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think about 10 wins. Never happened before. 10 wins.
Yeah.
Then I also just creep into. I mean, if we can't do it now, no Texas, no Oklahoma, it's Arizona State, pick last in the conference. When are we going to do it?
I mean,
something that might bring you comfort.
Yeah.
So I was watching Band of Brothers, and do you remember that scene with the coward, the scared guy, Blythe?
Yeah, yeah,
And you remember Lieutenant Spears?
Yep.
And
that's right.
he says, "Do you know why you're in that ditch, Blythe?" And Blythe says, "I was scared." And he says, "We're all scared. You hid in that ditch because you think there's hope. Blythe, the only hope you have is to accept the fact that you're already dead." I think that's being a Cyclone fan.
Really, yeah.
You just,
Like you've already lost. You just don't know how
just
yet.
can't do this.
Yeah.
If they win, it's great. You just have to abandon hope.
That's quite poetic.
Do you have that picture? I was going to tell the story when I texted you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me pull it up.
This is where my journey of abandoning hope comes from. I was there in 04. Remember when we were playing Missouri to win the North? Go to the
That was
conference
a
championship?
year they were good, yeah.
So I was there in 04. This picture is from 05. I went down to Kansas. If we beat Kansas on the road, we go to the Big 12 championship. I was in the band, and so it would have meant a band trip to the championship game in Houston, followed by probably a bowl game in San Diego. And all we had to do was beat Kansas on the road. And that picture was on the front page of the Ames Tribune the next day.
What was the score?
I don't know. What doesn't matter?
That's not the wide right, is it?
Wasn't
They
it
both
like
were
back
wide
to?
right.
Oh yeah, we
They
lost
both were
24-21. Classic.
There was one of those that it's. I like remember the kicker's name. Is it
Missouri was in Ames.
Culbertson or something? What?
Culbertson?
Culbertson, yeah. Is that him?
Yeah, here we go. Iowa State field goal missed. 0 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then in overtime, they kick a field goal and we lost.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, so that's again, if you want to bookend mine, that was the year before I got there. It was like a last grasp of success, like even kind of. And then mine was like, what was it? Last McCarney year, which obviously wasn't good because it was his last. And then the Gene Chizik years. And then I was out. So I got to see we beat Iowa a couple times, which was weird.
He's back on campus, he's just treated like royalty, as if Pollard didn't chase him out.
Yeah.
He's talking to every team, men's basketball, women's basketball, football, every coach. This is the greatest coach that's ever coached here.
Yeah.
Sure
his highlight is like one bowl win.
I get all the significance of what he did, but the revisionist history of how it ended is something else.
Yeah. Chizik coins. I'm still, if anyone out there can get a hold of a Chizik coin, I want one so bad.
That's a piece of history right there.
Well, my whole thing, I keep telling you, like, we have the dumb, the piss boy punishment with the crown and the sash. But what I want is, like, remember the Maester's chains in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I want like a chain, but with 3D printed Chizik coins with the piss boy's name on it in their year. And each year, a Gene Chizik coin gets added to it. So it's just like weighing down.
It's heavier and heavier.
It's like the legacy of Gene Chizik cumulatively weighing down upon the worst person in our league over and over, like just increasing over time. But
I didn't know you were going to take it that far. That's even better. Now I'm going to help you on your mission to get.
Yeah, see, I have I think through this stuff.
I love that you haven't lost the vision.
No, right. I think
There's still a little flicker of light inside you. I
was shopping this idea to Knust like in Minneapolis, so a couple of years ago. So I'm still kicking it around. I actually, to follow up on this, I actually emailed the like local bank that was like shopping these, and I got an email back that was so insanely confused.
What are you, the frat that cut down our tree for Angel Tree? We're all right, thanks.
No, they were like, they just had no idea what I was talking about. I'm sure the rep I was talking to might have been like a child when this was happening. Just no clue about the Gene Chizik coin.
How was your week, Mark?
Yeah, it was. Well, his fantasy was good. I was playing against Slingin Saguaro. Is that a person?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Josh Renner.
Okay. So he and I, it was basically whoever won got the 2 seed. I had a better record, but he had better points, and he matched me his record if he won. And we each had a Lion playing on Thursday, and I think he was up by a touchdown or so. I have Neighbors, and it looked like Neighbors might miss the game, but as it turned out, he had Pickens. Pickens misses the game.
Oh.
I had Charbonnet, and Kenneth Walker missed the game, and so it was an easy win that was over by the night game. So won that, got the 2 seed, and one more win. I climb up to Presidents to pull Jameson down with my own 2 hands, as it was foretold.
Slowly crawling up behind me, so just drown me in a puddle.
Well,
You guys read the Red Rising series? This is exactly what happened. Like, you coming down from the bottom, you have to become what you
That's
hate.
right. Call me a helldiver.
That's right.
Let's see what is our record, right? Do you know?
Become gold to destroy them.
Yeah. Do you know what it is offhand?
I don't think we've played since 2014.
I know, but I've got it. I've actually got it right here. Let me see.
So when you asked that question, you already knew the answer.
No, I have it, and I was like, oh wait, I can figure this out, but I can't figure out how to scroll right. There we go.
Whoa, they've done some revamps on this.
I think I just crashed it. Cool.
There's still no scroll bar on the bottom. I don't like that.
I know, it's really annoying.
Jameson Bamrick. Yep, there we go.
Let's see if that works. There we go. Yeah, you can click on anybody and it'll pull up a bunch of stats. So it's like me versus Mark Sullivan. It compares us as whole people. Like I am first.
More charitable. A blacker heart.
Oh, it has here you guys' voting records.
Well, it does have. It's pretty. It says draft rank compared. It's comparing your total wins, your all-time rating, your manager rank, your draft rank, and your medal score. Mark Sullivan is first in medals over the entire league. I am first in total wins. But our all-time, where's that? All-time is 4-4. We're tied.
That's
4-4.
Too nice.
I don't think we've played in a decade.
I know.
You fell out of Presidents.
The last time we played was 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I climbed my way back up, and that's when you reseeded it.
Mm-hmm.
I raged it for a year. My conscientious objection.
Yeah,
you to reseed how things were done again.
So is this saying that the streak right now is lost 2 for Mark or for you?
Me. I lost the last 2 that we've had.
Hopefully,
Jameson said enough. Get down to the sewer.
We'll be doing it again next year.
Yeah, I was done with this.
We can renew the rivalry.
Yeah, man, they've really I've been digging back into League Legacy, and the amount of stuff they've done in the last year, I haven't looked at it really. It's nuts.
Does this guy take any money?
Yeah, I pay for it out of pocket because I'm this is everything I've ever wanted to do as far as stat compiling, so I just pay him. But I did, if anyone, I told people, but it used to be just all this data was you could just go to our link and see it, but now I've closed it, so it's just people in our league can see the stuff now. If you just go through the invite, it should be in your email or whatever you used to log in. Huh?
Is that to keep the IRS out? Now they have the money in there.
Yeah, they can see it. Well, I could use this as proof of losses, maybe.
For you.
Yeah, for me.
So I saw your list of stuff here, Mark, the painful losses for Iowa State. When you said Blythe, I thought this. Do you know why you hid in that ditch? Was Austin Blythe got in trouble for being like drunk in a ditch or something before a football game?
Todd
I
Blythe?
didn't realize
Todd
this was
Blythe?
Todd Blythe. Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember Austin's last name.
Austin
It was Blythe and the other guy, Austin something.
played
But yeah,
quarterback.
Todd Blythe. No, what? Oh wait, that was our nod. Never mind. But yeah, I thought it was Todd Blythe, and I was like,
Brett Meyer? Talking about Brett Meyer?
no.
That was the big combo, right?
Yeah,
Brett Meyer,
yeah.
Todd
But I
Blythe?
thought there was one other one. Austin Flynn?
I don't remember him.
Hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, I didn't realize that was a Band of Brothers quote. I thought it was that fucking guy. Yeah, Austin Flynn was 2003 to 5.
Did he start at quarterback?
He was a
Ooh.
wide receiver.
Yeah, Todd Blythe was the wide receiver. Brett Meyer was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Brett Meyer is an Atlantic guy.
Sick.
Mm-hmm. Friends with some of our league mates.
Yeah, he started quarterback. Austin Flynn. Then he,
Oh, I thought you were talking about Todd Blythe. Sorry.
then he converted wide receiver.
That's right.
Started the history of Iowa State quarterbacks just switching positions mid-career.
That's always good. Hey, you want to run the whole show? You know what? You're probably better off catching balls, bud.
All right. You want to move this along?
Yeah.
What's next?
So NFL observations, everyone's favorite. I just had a quick stat for you. Kirk Cousins in the last 3 weeks has 8 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. In that same span, Sam Darnold, the geek bus, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Vikings made the right choice. I did have another thing was somebody wrote in here about, his Masker, about knowing somewhere nice to draft in Des Moines, and it occurred to me that the Des Moines crew is a lot like Newhall. They're just kind of like out there doing their own thing. They're kind of annexed. They're all old as shit. And then they just kind of like pop up with a picture of them all hanging out, and everyone's like, oh shit, okay. What's up, guys? I forgot. We're having a party over here, and you guys are kind of just doing your own thing. All right.
Oh.
That was pretty much it. Other NFL observations. Jameson, go.
I can't even tell you the last NFL game I actually watched, so I don't know. I don't have time for this.
You didn't get to catch the Simpsons stream, even though you're a big Dallas fan?
I wanted to, and you know what? I don't know how long I've been here. I've been here a while. I'm approaching is like I've been here as long as I was in Iowa, which is a weird milestone. But I cannot care at all. I try so hard to care, but
About
like,
the Cowboys?
yeah, but
Yeah, they
like
make it impossible, huh?
it's really something to like. I've been to the AT&T Stadium multiple times. We've been involved with a bunch of cool stuff that is through there. I did what's it called? The Spartan race. I did a Spartan race in that place in the AT&T Stadium where I got horrible leg cramps at the very tippy top and had to sit there for 30 minutes until like that's really high up there just to sit by yourself for a while.
When did you Spartan race?
Like 10 years ago.
Oh.
So, like a decade ago. But yeah, so like I just can't. Every time I'm like I'm gonna watch, I just don't care. But I did want to see the Simpsons stream because I guess what was it like Lisa Simpson was Jamar Chase or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just great stuff. Like that's really entertaining, but I haven't been able to watch it. But I did. I mean, I do watch like the stats and stuff, and like the Vikings stats were just insane. Like I have between 2 leagues, Justin Jefferson, Sam Darnold, and Addison. So like it was just trying to compile what must have happened in that game from just looking at the scores of these guys. I was just like,
it was
cool.
a lot of like Falcons defenders just either not being in the picture at all or being on the ground for some weird reason. It was a mess.
Yeah, that's fun. I kind of wished I would have watched the end of the Bengals Cowboys game because, like I said, like I was watching it statistics wise, like on GameCast, and just watching like this person fumbles, this is an interception, this is a fumble recovery. Here's like 4 penalties in a row. Here's this, and then Jamar Chase gets like a giant touchdown, like because of a bunch of insane dumb stuff happening. I was like, that's an amazing.
Yeah, Dallas did they blocked a punt, but then touched it, and then
Yeah.
the Bengals recovered it. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but apparently the last people to do it was Dallas 5 years ago or something like that. They're cursed.
That's amazing.
What's the Shaq meme? I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with the game.
Yeah.
I feel like I owe that to Jameson because just watching stats come in and never watching football is just the optimal way to do fantasy football, and I love it.
Yeah, like I need to know those numbers. Like what matters to me.
Instead of just opening your app, you're like compiling it in your head. Like, okay, well, if this happened and this happened, I probably have around this many points.
Yeah, I mean, I was just staring at GameCast slowly updating on ESPN and just being like, not T. Higgins for a touchdown, not T. Higgins. And like it'd be like T. Higgins misses a catch. Yes, like then hopefully we don't throw a T. Higgins anymore. Like that.
Don't let any bias come into your process.
Literally none.
Seeing the players.
Hard data.
I love that.
Yeah, there is like it's like the Yoda quote. Like they either did it or they did not. Like there's no any kind of bias or impression.
There's no almost.
There's no analysis. Well, and I like, to be honest, like I never played football. I don't even know what is good. Like I still don't know. If you're telling me like I generally know when good things happen and what's trying to occur, but like if someone's like, oh, they did this kind of tricky block, like I don't know. Who cares? It's that GameCast says T. Higgins missed. I don't care anything else. That's all I care about. I think that's how I watched Elijah Moore ruin my championship. Was that we were driving around looking at Christmas lights. Gamecast refreshing every once in a while, and I saw like Elijah Moore.
No, the championship loss from my wife's family's Christmas in their basement. Just update. Just waiting for he was a Rams receiver.
Robert Woods.
Yeah, it was Robert Woods. Waiting for Robert Woods to get one more catch that never came. Some of my best fantasy moments are just sitting on Gamecast.
Yeah.
The stats aren't updating, honey. The stats aren't coming in correctly.
Then you've got a guy in the world going around following Matt Campbell because he's such a fan of the coach. I mean, what's really the
sanity? He was nice.
You're a clone fan? No, I just love Matt Campbell. Does he know
he just said he went to Toledo. He was like, I got cheap tickets. I'm in the area. I figured I'd go to the game. And I'm like, well.
Really likes how he makes these men the best version of themselves they can be.
Hey, man. Gene Chizik couldn't do it.
We're definitely back-to-back most together team.
Yeah. I watched the Georgia Tech game on game.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
I kept being like, because, like I'm invested now. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then it was just like, what?
Do you think you could write a program or somebody in this league that knows about Discord and bots could write a program that takes the Gamecast and actually just puts that information straight into an Excel sheet?
It just throws it in there.
Watch.
I'm sure it's not even hard. But yeah, I was like laying in bed being like, oh, well, I just want to see how this ends. And then it just never did. An hour.
He's probably texting with sexy girls on his phone.
As usual.
Nope. I'm watching the 8th overtime of this game that no one cares about, except in this like entire region except me now.
Teresa, Georgia Tech's been running all over their ass the entire game, and he hasn't run it yet.
Yeah. Why are they keep doing this? This is my station.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the shit logo though for Iowa State.
It's just the good one came in I got 2 sets of 2 flags, and then I switched them out, and one went to work, and one is here. So
Oh, okay.
I split them. Anyway.
What did you write here, Mark?
Oh, I mean, he basically stole my thunder with that.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't looked at this.
I wrote this before you explained to me your process, which I love. That watching games only reinforces instincts and bad behaviors. And after the revolution, we'll just sim it all on Madden.
My process would disgust some of the people that are really invested in this sport, in this game of fantasy. Like,
if we did that, we could have multiple fantasy seasons a year.
we could run a whole fantasy season in about 4 hours.
There we go.
All right, everybody, payouts are allocated. See you next week.
See you in 368 days or 4 days.
You're making a lot of sense for the first time, Jameson.
We draft for 2.5 hours, sim the season, and then see you next year.
Here, next draft will be 3 days. It'll be like a golf weekend. We could do like a round of golf in the morning, draft, sim the season, repeat the next 2 days.
Yeah.
Really build up this chain of losers.
Yeah, we can play whenever we want. We can go out. We don't have to be in August.
Yeah, instead of my 10 years of not winning actually 12 years of not winning a playoff game, I could just rattle off 3 in a row and then call it a year.
Have you seen that Black Mirror where there's like a copy of someone inside a little pod where they'll like turn the time way up? We'll simulate millennia worth of Madden seasons.
You still don't have a playoff win, Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go into the gravity chamber from Dragon Ball Z, dude.
There you go.
Yeah. Sweet. On to league stuff. I'm just gonna fire through some of the recap shit, and then when we get to your leagues, you can chime in. So Guggenheim, the new rule didn't have any effect. The seeds are the seeds. The standard is the standard. The only thing that I pointed out was Will probably could have made it, but Derrick Henry being on bye basically doomed him. If he had gotten 8-6 instead of 7-7, he could have been basically in Tanner's spot in third. Or I guess he would have been – no, he played Telecom, so he would have had the 4th seed, but instead he's out of the playoffs entirely. Bummer, dude. For Herman German, the new rule had no effect. This actually ties into one of the questions we had, I believe, from Canoest, who had the worst beat to miss playoffs. I would say it was Goose. He was in third 2 weeks ago. Lost 2 weeks in a row despite having pretty good points, 4, and is now completely out of the playoffs.
That is rough.
Yeah, he was kind of a shining star for a minute there, and now he's not there at all. That's too bad. Oh, and Mitch also ended the year with the most points against across all leagues.
Wow.
1,877.
That's an insane number.
Yeah, that's most people are like the highest points scored is like around high 1600s to 1700, and yeah, Mitch got blown out. Blipto, the only thing I wrote was the new rule had no effect. A lot of boring shit going on in Blipto.
It's kind of surprising how few leagues it had effect on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I feel like it was going to be wild, and then this last week cleared everything up. Everybody just like the high-scoring teams just destroyed the person they needed to secure that.
You didn't keep receipts on people that were against it, did you?
Just Brady. Just Brady.
Did it affect him one way or another?
No. Brady would not have been in without the new rule. He would not be in with the new rule. He is decidedly mediocre.
Did he consider scoring 100 to 112 points a game and simply make the playoff?
I don't think he did. I do love that he's like huge mad about it, despite Ward being like the #1 overall point scorer in his league. But because he gets the 6th seed, Brady's like furious.
Yeah.
Tainted.
No, the 6 overall point scorer and 6 record guy gets booted.
I think like no one. I mean, when we did the rule, I don't think anyone was mad except Brady. Like we had, I think I had like there was like some, I don't know, maybe I don't. Let's just keep it the normal way, but no one was like upset except that one guy.
Be a better coach. Get your guys to play against the team that's on the schedule.
I mean, yeah, like if you want to play that game, like all right, I'll split up this 84 person league into two I'll make it into we'll match the NFL, and I'll put you in appropriate divisions,
Well,
schedule you appropriately, like you'll love
his
it.
thing now is that like the thing kind of solves for people who are really good, but it doesn't solve for people who are really bad but make playoffs. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess Juice could have been like the none seed because his team actually sucks ass. But then we're just playing like there's no week to week thing. You're just at the end of the season, points 4 is your seed.
Yeah, just like Roto.
Yeah, which is a Roto league. Which, yeah, I guess you could join that. I personally wouldn't care if we switched to Roto, but then I'm sure Brady would find something else to bitch about. Peters Cuervo. So this is the first one that does have something, or the new rule is in effect, and it puts Rod into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Good job, Rod.
This has been a long time coming for Rod, a fan favorite, I would say.
Yeah. Pod favorite, Rod. Pod Rod.
Is it Brian Reitzman?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Reitzman. He gets kicked out. Sorry, Blue Falcons. Rod had 10 more points than you on the entire year, 2 less wins, and is in. But Rod also had the little poop emoji, so he was pretty unlucky.
He did get very unlucky.
Yeah.
I actually.
The other thing was. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying Sleeper, like, it didn't let me reseed until like this morning after waivers clear and like I guess stat corrections happen. But the way it does it, like you can swap individual teams. Like you can only like swap one for one. You can't be like, these are the order I want. So I have to like look at the bracket. And I did this at 4:30 in the morning this morning. I was like messing around with this. And then it took me 2 seconds to be like, wait a minute, like just swapping like Rod for whoever was the, 6th doesn't actually reseed the bottom like correctly.
Oh yeah.
So I had to sit there. I was like writing it down. I'm like, okay, this is what needs to happen. I had to mess with it more, but yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not the UI I had designed, but whatever.
Actually, that reminds me. The Sleeper never responded to my 2 support tickets about them fucking up the mobile app for leagues that I don't have a team in.
Yeah, they don't care anymore. Apparently, their support is like maybe you're getting an AI chat bot at this point. So cool.
They've just like loaded everything up with gambling and calling.
Literally, the best website for fantasy is still My Fantasy League.
Yeah, they at least respond.
Making so much sense tonight, Jameson.
They care about the game. In a way
us back.
They
Take us back.
Those leagues are still out there. Like you can go look at them if you want.
I look at them every day.
Yeah, it's your homepage.
In order to go forward, you might have to go on back. That's Jeff Fisher for you.
That's where the Rippers started.
Yeah,
dude.
If it gets worse, like, let's get the fuck out of here. I mean, I did migrate all my leagues over to Sleeper, but if they want to be dickheads about it, I'll bail.
Well, now, like, honestly, I'm not proposing anything like this, but like using League Legacy now, like I can really easily tie I was the biggest reason I hated moving was because like we'd lose everything. We'd lose all the records, and that's why we had to compile it 18 times and all that. But like League Legacy auto imports, and I can dance around to whatever service I want, and it'll just compile it there. So like I have 100 message back and forth with the League Legacy guy because like our use case is so freakish compared to everyone that like he's literally said that they've had to rewrite things because we will just straight like trying to load our record book has just crashed it for like a week.
Do you think he likes our leagues, or do you think that He's just so
I
annoyed
mean,
by it.
he gets a kick out of it. I think like he's real responsive. Like he's really like they hadn't imported the sleeper matchups this morning, so I shot him a message and he fixed it really fast. Like he's the best. Like I love League Legacy so much. It just is like because I don't know if you guys understand. I mean, you helped out maybe with some of the importing, but like the absolute dumb rote boringness of trying to like compile 84 people league records is so like it's and the what they've built into it now is so cool. Like, oh, Scout was going to do some sort of draft analytics. Well, oh, there it is. It's there. You can
I
see
would
this.
assume that somebody who puts together a website like this like loves the challenges that you're bringing to him.
Yeah. Well, he
like,
did say that like
fall for that shit.
basically if we solve for us, it just
Yeah, you
means
get everything.
yeah, like it works for everybody. So
What do you pay him?
it's like $30 a year or something. Maybe it's 50 now, like something like that.
It's a lot of work for a man for not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember actually. Maybe it's more, and I just blacked it out.
I mean, you work at Goldman Sachs is nothing to you, bud. VP Goldman Sachs, yeah, write it off. Whatever.
No.
Write it out of my yacht's fuel cost.
I don't need a company BMW. Legacy fee.
Knock me down to the Aston Martin. I did want to say one other thing for Pierce Cuervo. The placeholder team is in third.
Yeah, the placeholder team that I'm running is I'm not really running it. I'm just putting players in. Is doing better than my team, like by a lot.
It has more points than the number one seed in Pierce Cuervo.
It's time to call the herd.
It's a good team, but yeah, I mean we had, but I think it's playing Rod the first now. And it's playing Rod and is projected to lose. So Rod might have got in and then plays the placeholder first.
Are you making moves with it or just setting lineups?
I'm just setting lineups unless there's like no option. Like the kicker's on bye, I'll flip out a new kicker. Gotcha. But like I think if I have to do this again, I will just like use whatever I used to figure out lineups and just like but also include like waiver options and just like dummy run it, basically.
I actually didn't know you were touching the lineup.
Yeah, I just try to make sure that it's at least has a lineup,
There's people in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of Davo. Yeah.
Okay, on to Newhall. We have the late payment. This is the only place where the late payment actually affected somebody. It knocked Juice from first to second seed. So he still gets a bye, whatever. And then the new rule got Ward into the sixth seed because Ward has the most points in their league. He has... Wait, am I on the right? No, he has the second most.
Was he actually serious when he sent out the question about...
No, he had no idea. He hadn't read his email or anything.
So
he was like legitimately going to be mad. Oh yeah. Okay, so people don't know. He wrote in the Discord like, now I just have to find the message because it was pure Ward in the best sense, really. Basically, like I have the most points against me pretty much across all leagues. Like just the massive unluckiest year of all time. Blah blah blah. And I just replied, "Do you read your emails, Ward? Do you read your chat? Do you read the Discord?" And that triggered him to go look up, what the rules are. And realize that he got a spot, which somebody else pointed out, possibly you, Mark, or somebody was like, well, if that's the case, he doesn't know the rule. He should just lose his spot anyway.
It's me.
Which also would have made me laugh. No, Ward has the third highest points in Newhall, so he takes it over Mason Renner. And then it's Tom, Beautiful and Powerful at the number one seed, and then Juice number 2, and Brady firmly out of it no matter what he did or what rules we implemented, unless it was does your team score 7th or below in points for, and also have a even to losing record, then he would have made playoffs.
Add it to the rule changes. I'll vote at it.
Yeah. I support that. All right, on to Old Hall. The rule had no effect. I did think it was funny that the last game of the season we got so close, but Tom Keenan gave Christian his first win in week 14.
Congrats.
So, feels bad, Tom. Did you do anything stupid? I mean, he got Jaden Reed. A lot of us got Jaden Reed this week or last week, and Bucky Irving, so that didn't help. He also Christian has Josh Allen on a 1-13 team, and Alvin Kamara, and Tyreek Hill, and Drake London. How is this team 1-13? What the fuck happened here? He also has the lowest overall points of everybody.
Last week or the week before, whoever said waivers running a day later in Europe or something, that was
that was Zach, I think.
Good job, Zacher.
That's exactly what happened here. So, Sully, do you want to talk a little bit about Old Hall? How'd it go? Like,
yeah, there were teams.
How you feeling?
I was cheering against a lot of teams that made it because I think there's a lot of good teams in the playoffs. I was happy to get a bye because then you just have to win one, but don't tell them. I was cheering against Prier. Prier is a good team. Pains me to say it. Which Renner did you say it is? How many Renners are there?
This is Josh Renner, yeah.
He's got
no relation to Mason Renner.
None at all?
Nope.
Logan's the 1 seed. He's got a good team. So there, a couple weeks ago, a couple of good teams were, at least one was going to miss it, but everything happened to get, I think, the top ones in, and that's what you want, right? You just want to check your game cast and hope that your numbers are bigger than your opponent's numbers, and the most deserving.
Would you rather play Corey Anderson or Josh Renner right now?
I think Josh Renner. No, I'd rather play Corey Anderson. I think Josh Renner.
We would all want to play Corey Anderson. Fraud. He's currently got Harrison Butker as his kicker, who's on IR and not playing the rest of the season. Classic Corey Anderson move.
Maybe he knows something.
Psychological warfare. Sick fuck. I know you. All right, Prez. New rule had no effect.
Yeah.
Jameson described to us earlier what all had to go down. He had to have Stu lose. You had to score 20 more points than Stu, all of which happened, and you had to get by. I guess you didn't have to, but you got by vastly overperforming Davo.
Yeah.
I was going to say that about Davo in general. Doesn't he have 4 kids now?
I don't know.
I pounded him out for a little guy.
Sometimes, like, I get a feeling that, like, I'm going to get an email from Davo about 2 weeks after I ping people at the end of the season and be like, I'm not going to play next year. There's sometimes I can just get a vibe.
He hasn't done it yet, has he?
Well, did he try to quit once? I don't think so. Someone did, and then we roped him back in through Shane.
Do you think he quit because I was mean to him on the podcast just now?
No, he doesn't listen to this.
Oh, good.
If you don't set your lineup,
I hope nobody listens to this.
If you don't set your lineup, you're not seeking out the podcast.
True. Yeah, he has 5 kids to take care of now. He's busy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go
playoffs.
The
rest of the playoffs for this Hanks' team has been really good. Todd's really good. I don't know. I'd rather probably be on. I'd rather be on my side of the bracket, and so I guess we'll see how the game against Bianchi goes. But
I would want to avoid Ta.
I know, but Hanks' team is also good. Like, they're both good. Hanks has scored 90 points more this season than Todd. So they're both. I have a feeling that
Javelina in him.
If I got into the finals in this one, I feel like it'd be a miracle. But I'm just happy to not be threatened with relegation another year. Keep my playoff streak alive.
Would you take the 1 or 2 seed, or would you take the field if you're a betting man?
Just like in general.
Yeah. Do you think a number 1 and number 2 seed's going to win, or do you think one of you other jamokes is going to?
I think. Well,
If you take the field, you're already losing 2 people the first week, regardless.
yeah, probably pick one of the first 2 seeds.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah.
Can you see Josh Canoe's comment?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Canoe's wrote it.
So
I believe past tense of Jaden Reed is Jaden Reed. But he agreed we should run a Madden simulated fantasy league once a month in the off season.
We'll just see how it goes. I don't know how to do that. Someone else can figure that out.
The buy-in is $200. Yeah. So Corey versus Canoes. The winner takes on Hanks. The other one is Jameson versus Bianchi. Winner takes on Ta.
Mm-hmm.
Old Hall, we have Prier versus Alex Nelson. Winner takes on Logan. Josh Renner versus Corey Anderson takes on Mark Sullivan. In New Hall, we have Skelt versus Teeds takes on Tom McHale. Ward versus Masker takes on Juice. And then Peters Cuervo. So I think I mentioned this last week. I can't remember now, but Skelt was actually my pick to win New Hall. I keep thinking it was Juice, but I'm racist, so it was actually Skelt. And I believe Skelt's going to do it. And I think Jameson was my pick, so Presidents.
Did all your picks make the playoffs?
Let's see. Zachar did. Skelt did. Sully did. JMO did. I was not your pick? Or you weren't my pick? I can look down here at the bottom. So I picked Nick Stumbo. He is in Herman German. Right?
You picked
Yes.
Jameson's
Crispin.
Sim team.
What?
Jameson's Sim team.
The placeholder team.
I think I didn't write that one down, so I must have. For Blitzo, I picked Crispin, and he is in. New Hall, I picked Skelt. He's in. Old Hall, I picked Josh Renner. Sorry, Sully, but he is also in. Oh, no, Presidents, I picked Jaylong. He's the only one who's not in.
Oh.
That's what you get for picking against family.
How is he not in? He's fucking 10th. You suck, dude. Well, that's egg on my face. Sorry,
Yeah,
I believe in you.
Incredible.
Sorry, I was the first one ever to believe in you. So then Herman German, Zach Elliott versus Woody Fresh. There's a Tim Wood and then another Wood. I don't remember Wood's first name. But
Logan
Wood, yeah. The winner takes on Tim Wood. And then Mark Vormazil versus Stumbo. The winner takes on Benda, who ends the regular season as the most points scored across all leagues and does manage to sneak in to a second round bye. Good on you, Benda. This could be the year that Benda gets his jersey. That'd be
Print the shirts. Print the jerseys.
That's right. And then Guggenheim, it's Tyler Cum versus Podwords. They take on Langton. And then Zachars versus Tanner. They take on me. I hate that it came to this. Potentially either I die or Zachar or Tanner get their first jersey. And I suppose that's how it's got to be. You should have to kill somebody with a jersey to get your own jersey.
Blood in, blood out.
Exactly. That was okay. I think that's it. I got my True Tones up. Is there anybody True Tones up?
I got my True Tone type in. I actually, if this widened, I have them right here in my window, but it's kind of hard to see. They're behind blinds. But
can you spin it? There.
What?
Can you spin it?
Yes.
They're right there.
Oh, God, yes. Wait, are those inside?
Yeah, I'm just lining the window, like gingerbread style.
Yeah, nice.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
want
do
them
that.
to be
What?
stolen. I heard Joe Burrow's house was broken into and they stole his True Tones.
Yeah, well, no, I'm more concerned about longevity. I don't want any of them to break.
That too.
Joe said he felt violated in more ways than one, and I'd imagine the other way is your True Tones being
They
taken.
took
Right.
his True Tones and his Christmas spirit.
The True Tone actual like building, and they've got it in what is it, Ogden, Utah. Looks so cool. It's like the whole thing is like just retro. It's very cool. So if you're ever in, I guess
I have
Ogden,
to apply to True Tone.
I honestly thought about sending them an email and just being like, if you're ever in the market, I don't know, but there
For
you
a
go.
mortgage analyst.
We need a Goldman Sachs exec who turns down the company car.
I actually had 2 True Tones blow up on me. Well, one I accidentally dropped the string on the ground and it blew up, but the other one was not. It didn't seem like it touched anything, and I grabbed it to twist it because the light wasn't working, and it blew up in my hand.
That's
Sliced my fucking thumb open, man.
part of that retro
Hey,
vibe.
did you tell them?
Things
No.
were dangerous back in the 50s.
That's true. I mean, they're glass bulbs, guys.
We
Yeah,
live
it
in
was-
an anti-state.
It's dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought one of the tiny packs of extra bulbs, so we'll be back up and running.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Is that, what are we got some general league
Oh
topics?
shit! Mailbag. A lot of people ask questions. Let me look here.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that. Worst beat to miss playoffs. I said Goose for sure. Luckiest. Probably you, Jameson.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Like, I don't. It had to be like. I mean, I didn't go through everybody's scenarios, but it was a real. It was a thin thing there. Like, if I would have just tied Stewart, I wouldn't have. Like, I wouldn't have. That wouldn't have worked. I had to score like a freak amount of points to jump in.
Yeah, I think Tanner was in danger for a little bit. At least that's what Zachary was texting me. But I actually don't think it would have mattered if he had lost to Langton because he had enough points to be. He wouldn't have been the 60, but he would have been. Him and Zachary basically would have flipped. They both would have made playoffs no matter what. But yeah, I just think Goose is the easiest one to say. Worst one to miss the playoffs. What age did you first play off? How old was I in 2012? 30 or no, not 21. 22. I was 22 when I first Yoffed.
Is that the last time you won a Yoff too?
Yep. It's been a long time.
I got third in 2010, so it must have been that.
Yeah.
In 2010, Mark Sullivan got most disappointing. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, buddy.
Do I still have most
that
points
every
scored
year.
against me across all leagues for eternity?
I think I can. Yeah, let me see if I can load that up real quick.
Did
Sounds
you
like
hand
me.
out awards like a yearbook that year?
No, it's on here. I don't know why.
Most
Yeah,
Well-
the guy just came up with his own like reward.
No, you are not. Brian Nelson, because so there's a button I can press that will make playoff stuff count toward the records, like wins and losses, that like postseason. And I click that, and so now Brian Nelson is number one in losses with 107. You're a third with 99.
No, but points against.
Oh,
That's
points
what I meant.
against. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I looked at it last year, and I don't know if it counted.
James Von Gellern is one. You were behind him by 2 points. So
That's with
21,315. I am fourth.
Wow.
So, yeah, Mark
That's
is
with
10.
playoffs.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Let's look at droughts. Yep, there I am, number one. Longest active season drought without winning the championship, 14 years.
What's my playoff streak? 13 years? 12 years? 10 years? 11 years?
You
think
said
it's
what,
11.
playoffs? Playoff appearances?
No, winning playoff games. Is that a thing?
Playoff wins. You are sitting at 35th with 4.
No, the last time I won a playoff game.
Oh, I don't know. That's not easy to click.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Willy Wonka team is likely to win it all? A team that got in with the new rule. So basically, we're going down to Ward or
Rod.
Rod.
Rod. Let's say Rod.
Let's
Yeah.
go. I think it's Rod.
Rod's in that he's in Peter's Cuervo, right? So like the quality of the competition is less. So he just beats. I think his path is easier.
Rod has more
blown
points
his
than
wad
everybody, but Shimmick.
Yeah.
Will Jameson ever win a regular season title? What do you mean?
Any season no. The answer is no. It's too funny to make that number. Like that number just keeps climbing. I gotta sit there, and it's me by myself now that Trevor Michelson quit.
Yeah,
So
it's
I just
good content for you to never win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Charlie Brown or whatever, never kicking the ball. Linus never.
Actually, yeah, Dan Renner is right behind me now. Since T Mike quit 2 years ago, he was tied, but now it's me at 14 and Dan Renner at 13. So yeah, I don't think so.
Since leaving the league, do you think T Mike has become the best version of himself?
I don't think it's possible to become the best version of yourself while at the same time completely kneecapping this connective network that we have here.
You don't think we were all holding him back?
No, I think we're holding him together.
Is this league failing to become the best version of itself without him?
Yeah, because we need to pump these drought and bad numbers up. My versus him isn't insanely cool. It's
you just log in every day and go, God, I wish T Mike was back.
Yeah, basically, I've never beat anyone this bad. How do I do that?
Will Bam sign an 8-year extension to host the podcast? Depends on how much Tom's willing to pay.
Job.
You really do.
You really do.
You know I don't lick boots, but you do a nice job.
Thank you. It's all thanks to Tom and his generous salary he donates me.
Yeah.
Same question about Drew Pratt. I don't know anything about Pratt at all.
Pratt is very funny, man.
Pratt is very funny, man. That's all you need to know, Skelt.
Yep.
I'm sure he's doing great.
I'm sure he's doing great. I was trying to find where my T Mike record was. Sorry. I got to keep going. Keep going. I'm going to find it.
That was the last question. Do you have anything, Mark? You have a manifesto.
There it is.
I've got a few changes.
13-5. Just before we get into it, I beat him 13 times.
You drove him out.
The lack of, I guess, the leaks, the lack of security on Discord, does that bother either of you guys?
Well, it's what you compare it to. First off, what you gave me was an old article, but
from Reddit.
GroupMe is a piece of trash.
No, I'm willing to accept that now, but I don't. From what I'm reading, my research makes it seem like Discord is.
It's all trash. That's what we have to remember. It's all trash now.
We're just picking the best piece of trash.
The most utilitarian piece of trash.
All right, we switch back to GroupMe and MFL and sign me up for 8 more years.
It's like it never happened. We just go back to 64 members, MFL, and
the first year on NFL.com.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is something that site had that I've never seen on any others, and was so good is that it had this graph, and on the bottom, the x-axis, it was just the time of day: Thursday night, Sunday, Monday night, just going across.
Oh yeah.
And then the 2 team scores as the day went on. So you could see where you were at on Thursday night compared to your opponent. You could see where you're
MFL do that?
The Monday games.
I like that. Yeah, I remember
MFL has it. Did you say NFL or MFL?
NFL.
NFL.com. I remember that.
Oh, but it was real time. That's right.
Yeah.
MFL does it like post,
You
right?
could see all right, at Monday night at 10 o'clock is when I wanted to kill myself, and it took that long. And it's the coolest feature that I've never seen on any other hosting site.
Yeah, NFL.
And that was
interesting.
2010.
Yeah,
Interesting place.
look, I'll show this right now. MFL does that.
MFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, MFL has a module for everything.
But I don't know if it's real time.
Yeah, I don't. I think it was like post hoc.
Yeah, I want to say MFL's
Whoa.
This one?
Yeah, it's not real time, is it?
It might just be
those data
like
points at the end of the games, right?
Yeah, it's at the end of the game.
Yeah, this was like to the minute.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sick.
So we could go back there.
Yeah. Bring back Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
You've got
Yeah. What are other things you like to complain? Oh, you don't like number of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So get rid of the chaff.
Right.
Although,
back to 4 leagues, and I think you've seen that in the lower leagues where you can't even fill them, and the bots.
We
expanded too far.
We got one open. I'm not, and yeah, like I think I said last time, like I got real mad when people were dropping and just, it's hard to fill and figure out. And I'm not going to go scrape up random people anymore. So like if the leagues over time,
you want to be here?
Yeah, you don't want to be here. You don't want to find someone to replace. I guess we had 2 drop last minute.
T-Mike expressed interest if we got back down to 4.
Oh yeah, well I have to cut like it's 3 leagues worth before he comes back.
We did pick up Shimmick and Burrell and Tracy are great.
Yeah, they're good. So like, yeah, but I'm not doing the thing where like I scrape the alumni book to go find people. Like I'm not like, if people have people that want to come in and be here, like great, and I'll get it in there. But I'm not doing what I did before. Like if it just attrits over time, like I've already got that built into the rules. Oh, also on League Legacy, they have a really nice rules section that I've filled out. Should match what everyone expects. If there's any other, if it doesn't, let me know. But like I'm kind of compiling everything from like, you can do everything from like owed finances to the rules of the league to schedule to all that stuff can just be in League Legacy instead of randomly around places. So
can we write articles on there?
Yes, I can write notes. Yeah. So it's like the website, nobody has submitted me an article in 2 years. So I'm probably not.
Liked about the website is you could see the league's members and their teams, and now is there a way you can click on a team and see their logo or see their franchise? And
I don't think so. So I mean, like that's the website will still have like store that and like the Hall of Victory and all that. But instead of having the Constitution on there, I'm just gonna update the rules because it also has like tracking. So you as a person in the league can see when I'm messing around with stuff and I change things. It has like an audit trail. So
I like that.
Yeah, I know you do. Nothing Mark Sullivan would like more than to call me out for editing something at 4 a.m.
I mean, it's
have an alert
rules, but as seen with Davo, are we going to enforce rules, or are they just?
Well, nobody let me know, and so like I wasn't paying attention.
You're in the league.
I have to be told.
You played him.
My system.
You're the commissioner.
My system doesn't involve interacting with literally any part of football.
You're right.
So
that's right.
You're right.
That's true.
You got me there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good system.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I don't know. That's all we got. Is that. But I guess what's coming up. I sent emails. Read your emails and get draft ideas ready. I guess.
Can you send me like things to get your daughters for Christmas, because the things I sent you they already had. I'm out of ideas already.
I'll think. I need to make them like write stuff down or circle things because I feel like I need to get more creative. But yeah, sure.
Tom's popcorn.
Tom's popcorn for.
I'm on Tony's chocolates. You guys eating Tony's chocolates?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
They have them at Oxendale's. They're really good.
The thickness you want in a chocolate bar.
Yes. Shit.
So
maybe I'll
good.
get your kids a bunch of chocolate. Have them go nuts.
That kind of stuff is good.
Yeah.
There's some point where they just like the amount of mess that a child can make is really incredible. Do you remember Dad liked to tell this story? Is that we used to our
We lost him.
Uh-oh.
cousins would come over his way, and he said that he came down and they would just go nuts. It's like they were just on sugar or something, and they just like dump everything out and everything's all over. He said he'd walk downstairs in the basement and there's just toys covering like everything. And he says he looked like we were like bombing survivors, like just standing in the rubble, like shocked, because we just had no idea. Like we're gonna have to clean this up. This totally sucks. Like
with like Jake and Alana Lacey.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, they would
So,
come over and destroy everything.
yeah,
Oh, speaking of, so Dad is moving out of our childhood home on next
Oh.
Thursday. So I'm gonna head back on hopefully Sunday if it's not icy. Say goodbye to the house we grew up in for 35 years. It's gonna be sad. He's gonna hopefully be moving up here. Gonna be living in his mom's basement for a couple months. But then look at houses up here. Possibly Ames is what every time I've talked to him, he said a different city.
He keeps saying random towns, and then
Yeah.
today I was like, "You're not going to these random towns, right?" He's like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. I'm just gonna park it in Sioux City. I have my friends here. I'm gonna go to Sioux Falls. It's a nice little town.
What's gonna happen to the house? Is it sold or is it?
Yeah. So even weirder. Two people that were a grade below me in Lawton that I like partied with back when I would come back home from college, they bought our house. So I know the people that bought it. They're a year younger than me. They have 3 kids, and like they're gonna be running around my fucking house. Like Jameson, me and Dane, our little handprints from when we were like 4 and 5 and whatever years old are going to be in their driveway when they as they raise their kids. It's pretty bizarre.
I remember putting a handprint in the foundation of a shed that my dad built. You can still see where it is. And then we were back with my parents a couple of years ago, and my son put his hand in there. It's the same size, and I looked it up, and he was to the month the same age that I was when he put it in. When I put that in,
weird.
And I could remember that moment. It was just
oh my god.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was a cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's going to them. They're I had a blast with them. They're great people, and they have raising 3 kids just like we had. So it'll be tough, but
Let
good on Dad.
Make it theirs and
Yeah.
keep it alive. That's what you want. Just fall
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so 5-time Bamerick of the Week is going to be moving up here. You do earn a Bamerick of the Week, by the way, for going into that fucking shit show.
I had a great time.
Embarrassment.
I was walking in. It's me and the family, like walking into the thing, and this Arizona State guy, him and his wife, he's just like, hey, good luck, and I'm like, yeah, good luck to you. He's like, yeah, thanks for letting us into the Big 12. I'm like, I'm just happy the Big 12 exists. Like, it was a close one there for a bit. Do you have any idea how we'd be if there was no Big 12? It'd be a bad day, but. I was like, I'm thinking this. I don't think I said anything because I'm like, oh yeah, good luck. And then, so my wife and I on the way, like we were just thinking as we were getting crushed, we were like, well, I think we walked in and said like, if we go get smoked, I'm just gonna keep this guy in my mind, like he's gonna save his life.
Yeah, yeah.
And we did on the way out. There was a lot of Iowa plates there too, so I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be a bad drive home, but. I mean, it is to bring like I was keeping that in mind. Is like I don't care about Arizona State literally at all. I have no opinion at all. But like everyone likes to dump on Iowa State. So like a school being everyone's saying is going to do the worst in the entire Big 12 coming in and just like absolutely stomping the number 2 to win the whole thing. Like that's a good story. I just wish it was us.
We're always like the win that got somebody else a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or every once in a while we just come in like out of the shadows and like hit somebody in the knees.
Ruin somebody else's season.
I do, like, I don't remember a lot of specific games, but 2011 Oklahoma State was that I do remember
Yeah.
specifically being in a bar in Savannah, like watching that game. And there's like, we're the only Iowa State people in the whole place. Like no one is affiliated with either team except us. And we're just like, yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But,
All right, lads. I need to go to sleep.
Yep,
Stay for
same.
the book club.
Yep.
Ender's Game.
I just read Blood Meridian, and then I am halfway through Butcher's Crossing. So a lot of old Western fucked up shit is going on.
That's good. Is that Cormac McCarthy?
The Blood Meridian one is, yeah. It's a hard read. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, kids these days, they keep talking about their education's terrible, so that's probably why you can't comprehend what's going on in the book.
True. I went to state school.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you guys missed and made up.
Thanks for mediating.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It was tense, but we got through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. See
Bye.
ya.
Bye.